How's it going, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to take a little bit of a road trip headed out towards Toronto, Ontario. Yes, the concrete jungle. So along the way we're going to stop by at a few retro video game stores, and the first one you'll see here is Chumlee's in downtown Kingston, home of the Tragically Hip. Ah, the loose carts. My favorite. Now take a look at this PS4 Special Uncharted Limited Edition. God, that's beautiful. So it was around this time I hit up another Chumlee's in downtown Belleville. Belleville's pretty beautiful. I didn't have a lot of time to spend walking around downtown, so I will have to go back and visit Belleville another day. On this trip, we were focusing on game hunting, of course, and so we're going to walk into the second Chumlee's here. You can see the excellent selection of games when I walked in, and of course the loose cart staring right at me again. Look at this Gears of War Xbox. Isn't that beautiful? So it was at this point here I headed into downtown Toronto, and man oh man, the traffic in Toronto, I do not miss it. So I didn't really have the itch to pull off the highway and start hunting for games, again dealing with the onslaught of the traffic. So unfortunately no game hunting in Toronto today. We'll have to try that again perhaps another day. Anyways guys, that's it for me. Let's head back to the games room. Alright, so we're back in the games room. Let me quickly show you guys what I picked up, and we'll wrap this video up. So the first thing I want to actually talk about before I show you guys my pickups, as some of you may know, I picked this up last week, and I picked it up for about $5 complete in box. Now, truth be told, I'm not even really a PacMan fan, not a huge fan of the series. However, and maybe I'm in the minority here, I really enjoyed Pac-Mania. I do like the fact that it's got a quote-unquote 3D landscape. I like how Pac-Man can jump. And also as well, Tengen did an incredible job with the soundtrack and utilizing the audio chip within the Mega Drive Sega Genesis. So I actually, like I said, I had a lot of fun with this game. The level design, the different sort of themes. Yeah, fantastic game. And maybe a lot of people out there are turned off by the fact that you can't see the entire board, if you will. But that doesn't really bother me too much. I think this is a faithful version of the original arcade game, which I think came out around 87. And this came out around 92, 91, 92. So this is a black labeled cart as well. And a nice one for the collection complete in box. So this game here, I heard about it watching CM Retro's, one of his more recent videos where he was showing off his Game Boy GBA collection, and this is Final Round Golf 2002. Now, this game is very easy pick up and play. It is an easy golf game for sure. It's a good game. There's a few things that it's lacking or missing that would make it a great game. Simple functions like being able to put a spin on your ball. Things that you could do even in a lot of those 8-bit golf games are absent in this game for whatever reason. So I don't know if it was a budget release or not. It is a Konami game. It is exceptionally fun. Again, if you're not into the simulation aspect of a lot of those golf games out there and that's what turns you off, you may actually enjoy Final Round Golf. And it's actually relatively cheap. I paid about $7 for this on eBay on a best offer. Now, while we're on the topic of Game Boy Advance and golf games, I am fully aware there is a Mario Advance Tour Golf game on the Game Boy Advance. Now that's got a bit of an RPG element to it, but apparently that's not only, the best golf game on the Game Boy Advance, it's one of the best games on the Game Boy Advance, and that game is fetching a high dollar right now, so it's a little bit out of my reach, unfortunately. But Final Round Golf 2002 is a fantastic golf game, and I highly recommend it. So, the last game I want to show off here before I show off my pickups from Kingston and Belleville. This came in the mail as well a couple of days ago by US Gold. and that is World Class Leaderboard Golf. Again, it's kind of what I like to call a black labeled cart. Before they had the the red labeling on the Genesis carts in the early to mid 90s. So mid condition, not the greatest golf game, but again, I'm going for like a subset right now for North American, all the North American golf games on the Genesis. I'm down to, I think I just need about 3 or 4 more. I'm looking for Chi-Chi's Golf, having a hard time finding that one. Soon enough, though. Soon enough. So let me show you the pickups here. Now, when we headed into Chumlee's in Kingston, the selection was good, but when you're like me and you've pretty much got everything that you need and you're sort of picking and choosing specific titles for all your consoles, it can be rather difficult. So again, when I hunt, I'm a little bit like MJR. I'm cheaping away. I'm not going to go into these retro video game stores and pay top dollar for a lot of these titles out there. But I did pay, I think I paid $3 for this. And this is World Series Baseball 95 for the Genesis. So this was a late release for the Genesis. World Series Baseball originally came out in 94 on the Genesis. Now, a lot of you guys, if you weren't around back then, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But when this game came out, it was a big deal. It was like one of those Genesis exclusives that a lot of us Super NES owners were sort of salivating at the mouth. We couldn't play because we didn't have a Genesis unless you were lucky enough to have both consoles. So World Series Baseball, done by Sega Sports, in conjunction, with Blue Sky Software, famously known for the Vector Man games. So World Series Baseball is probably the most iconic of the releases on the Genesis, but if you can get this one, 95 edition, it's got obviously the updated rosters, some enhancements to the graphics as well, so this is the one to get. There was also a later release, I think it was a World Series Baseball 97, might have been 98, one of the last games released on the console, and it's relatively hard to find as well. So yeah, for $3, can't go wrong with World Series Baseball. Now I also picked up Arnold Palmer's Golf. Now this game over in Japan, they released it with a Japanese professional golfer on the front. There was no mention of Arnold Palmer. So just a little bit of a tidbit if you guys are out there collecting. I feel like I actually had this game when I first repurchased my Genesis a couple of years ago, and I didn't like it and I got rid of it. But again, I'm going for a subset, so I picked it up again. And you know what? I put it on last night and I played a round of golf. And this is actually one of the better golf games on the Genesis, to be quite honest with you. It is a black labeled game. I think this came out around 89, right around the time that Sega had a huge push towards sports titles, and they were using a lot of professional athletes to market their games. So other than Arnold being on, the label and the box art, there's no mention of Arnold Palmer within this game when you play it. That's the funny thing about it. So so I think I paid, I don't know, $4 or $5 for this. So yeah, perfect for me to add to the subset of loose cart golf games. Again, trying to amass a North American subset of all of the golf games. I'm looking for Chi-Chi's Golf. I'm having a hard time finding that one, guys. Okay, so this one here, I've been looking for this game for a couple of years. I've probably spent more money on gas and my personal time trying to find this game out in the wild than what I paid for it at Chumlee's. So I paid, I guess, more than I wanted to for this game, but I saw it and I had to have it. This is Dead Man's Hand for the original Xbox. As far as I'm aware, this is an exclusive to the console. I paid $14.99 for this, so it's not bad. It is a first-person shooter, and it's got a little bit of a poker element to it, if you will. That's about all I can tell you. I am looking forward to playing this as I get more time, as we get closer to the winter. And complete in box, $14.99, Dead Man's Hand. So as far as the original Xbox is concerned, I pretty much wrapped things up and put a bow on it. I know I've said that before, but I mean it this time. So let me know if you guys have played Dead Man's Hand. And I don't know why, but I had, again, a hell of a time trying to find this game. Even at the stores out there, I could never find it. So I'm very happy to have this in the collection. So when we went over to Chumley's, the Belleville location, they had a lot of PlayStation 1 games that were missing their original cases. So what they did was they took the manuals and the games and they put them into just plain old generic jewel cases like you'd have, you know, if you bought a CD back in the day. So for $4.99, very happy to show you guys this. I picked up Need for Speed V-Rally. So this is a game that I've never played before. I have heard good things about it. I know a guy out there who does have this game, and he has posted gameplay footage on his channel before. And, you know, it's obviously one of the original Need for Speed releases. You can see the old school, I guess the font for Need for Speed. I think there was a second V-Rally, but for now, we'll start with this. I did put this on last night, and I'll be honest, I didn't play a whole lot of it. I just wanted to capture a bit of footage. But this week, I hope to go back and play a little bit more of this as well. So, yeah, can't go wrong for that price. Now, the game's in my PlayStation right now, so that's why you don't see the disc in here. And the last game I picked up, a little bit of a story behind this one. So I picked up, it's not complete in box, it's missing the manual, Pete Sampras Tennis. So you might be asking yourself, why the hell did you pick that up? Well, a couple of reasons. I'm actually a big fan of tennis games, to be honest. Super Tennis on the Super NES is one of my favorite games on the Super NES. Great tennis game. Now this game here, I knew right away when I saw it. I bet you a lot of people that passed us by in the store, they're like, oh, just another sports title. Nope, this is actually what they call a J-Cart. So this was done by Codemasters, and you can see here, you've got 2 controller inputs right on the cartridge. And this was a later release for the Genesis. This came out in '94. There's 6 J-Carts available on the Genesis, all by Codemasters. There's also a Pete Sampras Tennis 95. 2 Micro Machine games. I think there's an airplane game. And there's a 6th J-Cart as well. I can't remember exactly which one it was at the moment. But I did put it in. I did play it for about a half hour. Steep learning curve. Pretty difficult. But it is fun. Oddly enough, though, this cart doesn't fit snug in the Model 1 Genesis. I'm having a hard time putting it in. I'm having a hard time getting it out. And I have noticed this game has sort of rebooted itself while I was playing it. So I don't know if there's an issue with the cart. I'm not quite sure. It is a nice conversation piece. I don't know if I'll be playing a whole lot of it. But again, I more so wanted to pick this up because it's a J-Cart, and I don't have any J-Carts in my collection, and not a lot of people know about them. So I thought it was pretty interesting. So for $5, I'm like, what the hell? I'll pick that up for sure. So actually, before we end this video, I did want to come back to World Series Baseball again for a second. So back in the day when this game did come out, us lucky Super NES owners back in the day, we did have our Ken Griffey Jr.'s Baseball, and that was a game that I rented a lot. So I can't remember exactly what it was called. I think it was called Major League Baseball Presents Ken Griffey Jr. It was done by Rare. The same company that did Donkey Kong Country. And it came out the same year. And then there was another Ken Griffey baseball game that came out on the Super NES as well by Rare. So, yeah. So if you want my honest opinion, this is a fantastic baseball game, but it's no Ken Griffey Jr., okay? So that's it for this pickups video. Let me know what you guys think of these games, and hopefully I'll be back with another video in a couple of days. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.